Lovely place you have here. Ooh.
I believe it's your first time.
It is.
Welcome. We call this the Echelon, Nino. Place where we have meetings, conduct deals, all types of business. You can take a seat if you want, or you can remain seated.
All right.
Well, we finally have this meeting.
Yeah. Come over here. I know, well, things have been busy on your end.
Things have been very busy. One of the reasons why I brought you here today, get you up to date, because you were not at that meeting with other distributors. So, last week, we had that big meeting. During that meeting, I made everyone aware that things may come to an end if a certain USB wasn't handed to us. Everybody at that meeting decided to help obtain this USB. This USB was in the hands of an enforcer that needed to be dealt with. Now you're probably thinking, what does a USB have to do with anything, with what is going on?
I am. Yeah.
Well, you see, this USB, take a look, holds information about shipments, about pipelines, schedules, dates, for people like Charlie to continue to supply you with bodies, to continue to supply people with gunpowder and bullet casings. Without that USB, well, things would have came to an end. But the people that were in that meeting, other suppliers, they got the job done. I heard there was a sniper involved. Give me one moment, I need to take this phone call.
Of course.
Surely. Perfect. I'm with them right now, actually. Thank you. Sorry about that. Actually, Charlie giving me a call. Well, like I was saying, that USB that you can't.
Wait, I'm sorry. You kind of stopped talking there for a second.
Like I was saying, without that USB, everything we built would have stopped when it comes to flooding the streets. So I'm happy that things were done properly. With that being said, feel free to put that USB back on the table. Thank you.
Transparently, I stopped manufacturing about a week ago. 30 pots left. But I can probably do with another 200.
All things moving.
I'm sitting on 200 mats, 200,000. So things are moving good. I have an order of about another 100. and that's without really trying much. I've got, I think, 8 to 10 supply lines. Apparently, materials are dry on the street because I think I have them all. So, quite frankly, you want more shit pushed out? I mean, that's easy.
Well, because of this, things are moving fast, faster than most people realize. The job is done, the USB is ours, and now we continue to control the flow. Every shipment, every supply chain, we own it. We dictate who eats and who starves, who's armed and who's defenseless. And that includes you. See, what you do, it does, man. The rifles you move, the firepower you put into circulation, that's not just business. That's building infrastructure. That's the backbone of something much bigger than just deals and profits. That does mean one thing, though. As things are picking up with new shipments and bigger volume, that means more risk, more pressure, more eyes. But we know you, You don't fall. You know how to navigate the chaos, make it work in your favor. And that's why we continue to trust you to handle our rifles, because not everybody can. Not everyone is built for this. I have a question. On the topic of not everybody being built for this, you know a Aubrey Webster?
I'm familiar.
Well, because he didn't want to remain anonymous during the meeting, I'll tell you. Aubrey Webster is one of our suppliers. He supplies magazines. I believe he doesn't care about the whole anonymous field. How do you feel about Aubrey? Nino?
As I probably do with the majority of that table, if I ask them to kill, they will.
You see,
But I would never want him knowing that I'm involved in any of this. Not because I don't trust him to do what's needed, but because nobody can know what I do. Otherwise, the entire defense against the powers that we be come into jeopardy.
you see, we've given a opportunity to a lot of people that were on that table. A lot of people in the city would die to have an opportunity like this given. With Aubrey Webster, let's put it like this. Everybody that is involved in this operation has shown their loyalty and their true colors to the Faceless and the bigger picture. I'll be damned if I have someone that isn't loyal. I'll be damned if I have someone that continues to lie to my face and reap the rewards. What I'm trying to say is, Aubrey Webster, Nino, be very careful. I'm not too sure how much longer he'll be involved in this operation. I don't know what kind of ties you have to him or what he knows, but like I said, be very careful.
I'm very familiar with the majority of the various crews around the city. And while they have sworn no oath to me, there is a common bond that they share with me. I protect them. I make sure that they get what they need. I make sure I do not interfere with their personal affairs. And if they need something, or they tell me something in confidence, it remains that way. If I wanted to burn this city down, I would put out one word, and it would burn. Not because they owe me anything. It's because I very seldom ask for favors. I have no concerns over Aubrey. I think he runs one of the most powerful gangs in the city. However, as with everybody, not everyone is fit. And it sounds like perhaps he did things that, if I'm going to be frank here, perhaps the mistake was giving him a direct line to begin with. Because at the end of the day, Aubrey is going to be Aubrey.
I'll put it like this. When people look up to the sky and we press that red button, when that day may come, and the sky turns white, and buildings get swallowed, and people, I think then Aubrey will understand the true meaning of loyalty and what it meant just to not betray the Faceless. Because everybody that helps us will be safe if and when that day does arrive. You see, Nino, let me paint you a picture of how we deal with people that betray. Right there's a tape that you can connect to your phone. That tape is a video of a doctor called Ryan Keeger. Ryan Keeger was someone that used to work for us at Humane Labs. Unfortunately, for some odd reason, Ryan Keeger thought it was clever to run to the cops and leak information. I want you to look at that video and understand how we operate and what we do to people like that. Now that is just someone leaking information. Imagine someone trying to steal from the Faceless, Nino.
You're telling me Aubrey stole from you?
He claims he had no idea. But it's very funny that the day we had that meeting, one of our vans got hit just outside, and the only people that knew about this place were the people in that room. A day after, Aubrey came, gave us a call, returned the van with the goods inside. And the problem I have with that is he didn't give up the names of people that were involved. Therefore, showing his true colors and his loyalty to the Faceless, people need to understand, that this isn't your normal, average crew or gang. What we're doing here is bigger, and all these crews fighting over turf and drugs. This is much bigger.
I'm going to be honest with you. San Andreas is filled with short-term pleasures. And loyalty is something that tends to wane very often. I think the fact that he's not willing to give up his own from what it sounds like, then that in and of itself is a sign of loyalty. Because why would he feel he needed to give you anything back? If he truly wanted to fuck you, he would not have people to come out of his mouth.
Well, that's the thing. I admired his loyalty to his crew. Unfortunately, his loyalty only is to his crew. Therefore, like I said, if push does come to shove, and we need to do what we need to do, I just wanted to make sure that Aubrey Webster has no idea about our relationship.
Not even my closest people know about this relationship. Have you ever heard about the stories about big groups around the world, the way that they operate, be it the CIA, the FBI, Al-Qaeda, whatever fucking name they go by nowadays, the various cartels? Not every lieutenant, not every captain needs to know how the entire machine works. The only thing that's important is that they do their job and they do it well. And in return comes a little bit of power, trust, loyalty, protection. All my money moves without knowing why it's moving. Another set of money moves in cash without knowing why. The entire material side moves with just knowing that I need it. It's not even me. One of my lieutenants. He doesn't know what it's for. Only one individual even knows what's being manufactured. Another set of individuals manage the properties. No one knows the full picture. Even the man that makes sure that the gears are turning in the manufacturing, he doesn't know where anything's from. There's a bit of an idea, but that's it.
Good.
And,
more people that know information leads to more risk. And talking about risk, well, with the amount of weaponry that we have flooded the facts of people like you, we are expecting things to heat up. The streets are shifting, you know. We've got the police scrambling. You keep doing what you do.
I just got done talking to the chief. They want to start kicking in doors for weapons. I directed him away from it. Luckily, the DOJ is doing more damage to them than, and believe it or not, than they are to their own. Apparently, Class 2s were spotted up north. They're getting shot left and right. But I have a problem. Most of these guns are being used to shoot up law enforcement. That doesn't send much of a message.
Talking about law enforcement. Last week I had the entire Faceless investigation dropped on this very table.
Wait, what?
I had an ex-marshal come here and leak the entire investigation.
Oshiera.
That is correct. I've read it.
What?
My people have read it. Would I ask you a question? And I do want your full honesty. you know a person named Skipper Jones, Nino?
Member of North Cyprus. He is close with CJ. They were working with Edgar de Castillo and Tripas when they were working with you. They were part of trying to set me up at one point when Edgar had a hot on for me. I know quite a bit because I was actually going to hand you both Brandon and Edgar's cell phones after they hurt me, and those phones made it my way. Any decision that Skipper made, if it was months ago, was not by his own volition. Any statements he made would have not been monitored or pushed by Cyprus, but rather the paranoia of Mr. Edgar, who has since been taken care of by Mr. Norman. Unless, of course, Skipper's been doing some dumb shit as of late. So that's the full answer.
2 weeks ago, he was put into an interrogation room and spilled information about the Faceless, Nino. 2 weeks ago.
And who told him the information?
Couple months ago, we had Skipper do a task for us. Nothing major. And for some odd reason, out of the blue, he decided to go into a interrogation room and speak about what we made him do and who we are and what we do. That is documented in this investigation document that was handed by me.
What?
I just want to make sure that if Skipper was to disappear in the next couple of weeks, it's not going to hurt your business, is it?
I have no ties to Skipper. However, I do believe before someone's head is chopped, the full picture is properly understood. Because if you end up picking the wrong target, you're not chopping the head of the snake. That domino effect may not be conducive. I'll give you an example of my current political landscape, and I think it draws some parallels here. Eugene Zuckerberg. 8 months ago, he did everything in his power to try to drag my name through the mud. Because his dumb fuck friend Osvaldo wanted to run for mayor. And I told him best of luck. I dealt with that situation for weeks, leading up to the last 2 days. New mayoral term, interim mayor. I could have sat back and gave Eugene the middle finger based on what happened. But instead, I turned him into a weapon. I had him go against the rival that works directly against what you believe in, what I believe in, what the people of San Andreas believe in. This princess, Cyrilika. So after Eugene made threats to me on Twitter, I gave him a call. I told him, I don't know why you have these issues, but I want you to run. And now he is. He's become my weapon. My point there is, if you attack Skipper, you might be creating more enemies and more reason to leak.
Well, it's like yourself, every move we make is calculated. Larry Knox, someone that spoke to cops that actually started the whole investigation. We still haven't showed our hand because someone close to him is working for us in exchange for his safety. However,
Larry Knox
What's-
is legally retarded.
that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, be careful. Keep your ears open because I can guarantee you these marshals, especially Dark, is going to be very eager to crack down on these weapons.
May I ask what can I ask more about Skipper? It's got me genuinely curious, mostly because why the fuck would he bring that shit up to begin with? I want to be clear. I don't know him that well. It's just
That is what is confusing me. Because this task we set him on was around 2 months ago. For some odd reason, 2 weeks ago, he decided to open his mouth at interrogation. I have the whole document in my hands as we speak.
may I take a look?
I'm very confused.
I think I should say something beforehand as well. I have known Oshiera for a minute. Not very well, but enough to read some of her intentions. And there was a point where she told me about her grievances. And there was a part of me that wanted to bring her into my operation. There is something you should consider, because I considered it. Does any of what you've got your hands on actually actionable? Can they do anything with it? And if they could, why didn't they? This could all be one big fucking setup, is what I'm trying to say.
I can tell you right now that this document, if this is the whole entire investigation, they have absolutely nothing. They have a timeline with things that don't even involve us. That is what happens to people that are eager and desperate, like Doc. Like all the other marshals involved. Very desperate. I gave Doc a warning, a layoff, to stay away. And instead, and then he got Barrick Johnson killed. He did get Asher Murphy killed as well.
Fuck that fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, we had a whole manhunt on him, tortured him. It was a delightful day, you could say. Now, think about Oshiera. I believe people don't truly change. We've been operating in the city for years and we know all about her past. Looks like she's tapping into her old self. The thing about Oshiera, it's not her that I'm worried about.
It's a husband.
It's her husband.
Yeah.
So yes, this all could be a big setup in the long run.
or her opinions
Well-
could waver again in the future. Look, a long time ago, there was a cop known as Michael Baio. He was a trooper about 8 years back. And the Baio ended up leaving the police force. The reasons were, oddly enough, I believe, over leaks of documents. Those documents inherently were useless. They weren't going to be used for anything. The case was already, they were never going to be used as evidence. So they looked valuable, but they never really were. And he then spent the next couple months working with various crews. Until one day, he came out of the shadow with a wide series of arrests. If at any point you actually truly want to and need to trust her or a husband, probably the best way to do that is have them pull somebody out. Maybe McNulty. Maybe have him take somebody that he's got in custody, bring him somewhere, to her perhaps, and have that individual executed. Till blood is spilt. It's all fucking talk.
Oshiera was here the other day, telling me she wants no part in anything, and she gave the document to protect her husband.
Oh, shit.
Surely, I do not believe a word that came out of her mouth. If the time does come, her husband will be the first about to spill. One more thing. I do want to tell you something.
Yeah.
For the last 3 months, we've had a Trojan horse. Operation Trojan Horse. Someone at the DOJ. High power. Work for us. Now,
What?
if you wish to remain anonymous, I will let that person know that you are also involved. The more I think about it, it's actually best your name actually isn't brought up.
Hmm.
The same can be said about that person too.
I would agree. What you don't know, you can't accidentally spill.
You see, Nino, we have people everywhere. And unfortunately, are blinded by this whole gang life. They think the gang life is the whole. Better way to put it, it just ends there.
Yeah.
Me and you both know that's not how this life works. Anyway, you need to re-up. Let me know. I can get Charlie on board, especially with this USB now being in our hands. Production doesn't need to slow down.
Perfect. I need about 200 on Friday.
I'll have Charlie meet you on Friday.
All right. Beautiful. You need
One more
anything
thing.
from me?
When you watch that tape I showed you, I want you to think about what happens to people that betray the Faceless. like a very deep look. Because what we do isn't just show and tell. Every step we take is calculated and has deep meaning.
Hey, let me give you a call in a second.
Yeah. Call me back. Call me back.
I'll do.
I'll see you soon.
You take care. And it goes both ways. What's going on, baby?
Yeah. How you doing, brother? How's the day treating you?
It's going all right.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Are you aware of any homes that went up for sale in the Vinewood area, or is that place all still just like locked down?